Hey guys, hope you're doing okay. Hope you have a great trading week. And today I'm going to share with you my weekly review as I promised. I'm going to do every Friday for you. I'm going to share the topics for this video. I'm going to share risk management, balance and scale, trades I've taken, what I'm ashamed of this week, what I'm proud of this week, closing, and talk a little bit about the community, the school community that I've built and created. So, my intention for this video, I'm basically doing a weekly review of the things that I'm doing, and hopefully this can inspire you and you can get some lessons and wisdom from the things that I'm sharing about um, my things that I'm proud of and I'm ashamed of and what I need to improve from my trading to the following week because you never stop growing as a day trader. The day you stop growing as a day trader is the day after you lose all your progress and all your money that you made. So if you value personal development and development of self, you will become a better day trader on a daily basis, weekly basis, and a really yearly basis. So you will learn a bit about risk management, and you will get a sense of the trades I've taken and how I did manage them, basically. So there's a balance between risk and 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 the trades that you're taking. No, so this picture is not that good because I just saw the money sign of the of the bag right there. So the risk is the money sign, and here should be the trade that you're taking and your risk. There's a balance between the managing of your risk, how much capital you have, and how much you're willing to risk to see how this trade is going to play out. Am I willing to risk this amount to see how this trade is willing to play out, or am I not willing to risk this amount? There is I get so much flags around this, but every trade you're taking is not an A plus setup. Every trade you're taking, there's an A plus, B plus, and C plus setup, and you have to be able to correctly manage your risk on those areas. We can't just be taking a 1%, 1%, 1% all the time. It doesn't work. Maybe it works for you. It didn't work for me, and it's a bit counterintuitive because people are saying just risk 1%, and then if you win, risk 2%, and then keep the balance there. But it doesn't work. People who risk 2% are getting jittery and closing their positions way too early, and they're not letting the trade play out because they are too jittery. They're too scared of losing. So we have to have a balance between risk and the entry. How good is the entry? A plus, B plus, C plus. So trades I've taken this week, there wasn't a lot of trades that that was visible to me or that was good to me this week. So I've taken 4 trades this entire week. In the entire week, I trade 2 sessions. I trade London and New York session. I just want you to get the perspective on this because some people trading gold, they take 12 trades a week. How can you take 12 trades a week? It's not possible that your setup is, maybe it is, I don't know, depending on the setup you're trading. But the setup I'm trading is not possible for me to get a 12 entry opportunities in a week. It's not going to happen. So I took 4 trades in total this week. I took one win, and that one win I risked 1% and got 2.7% in return. I took 2 losses, and I just like I don't know if it's luck or if it's if it's me being in the market for so long. That's why I risked this amount. I risked less, and I'm sharing all of this in my school community. Feel free to join. I'm sharing spreadsheets, Excel files, and how to manage your behavior. And I'm gonna post today a behavior finder. If your behavior is you're over tilting or over risking or something is happening in your behavior that's not making you evolve in your progress in your trading. I've also posted that. It's a free Excel file. You can just download it and copy it and create your own. Just respect the watermark that it's me who've created this. That's all I'm asking. You can share it with other people. And 2 losses, and in these 2 losses, I risked 0.5%. So I could have risked 1% or 2% on these losses because if I wanted to win that much, I risked more, right? But I didn't because I saw that the setup was not that good. I even mentioned it inside the community that I'm not really liking the setup, so I'm gonna go with few a smaller risk. So I took one trade, and then the other day I took another trade, and I also didn't like the setup that much, but I still exposed myself to the market because the confluences of my strategy all played out, but it wasn't pretty enough, if I can put it that way. So I risked 0.2% and I lost two times, which means I've lost 1% this week. And I have also, and I found an amazing A plus setup. I wanted to maximize the win of this trade, so I took a 3% trade. That was heavy on the risk. I risked 3% of that trade, but it stopped me out at break even. It hit the first take profit, but it didn't really hit the first take profit because I didn't put that first take profit. I'm going to explain it to you uh, in the trade review. So I never took take profit on the first take profit because I didn't have a first take profit. I wanted the trade to run as much as possible because it's not worth to taking a one-to-one on a heavy risk for me. So I'm gonna get back to that. I'm get back to that. Let me go through the trades I've taken this week and let me go through them one by one. So this time I screenshotted the trades. I'm going to show them to you one by one. So the first trade is on Monday, on the 2nd of March. So this trade I took was, you can just see, the trend is bearish. All right, I went heavy on the risk. This is the overnight range being marked. The first 15-minute candle closed beneath the overnight range, and this was a school run trade. And this was the daily low right here in this area. So the highest probability of this trade was to go down and take out the daily low right here because it's such high area of liquidity lying beneath the daily low because so many people have put their stop losses heavily on a daily low. So the 50-minute candle closed right here underneath this area, right? And I took the short right here. So it continued to the first take profit area where I usually put my first take profit, but I didn't take the the profit. I only moved my stop loss to break even. So when I moved my stop loss to break even, unfortunately it went up and took out my stop loss at break even. So I didn't take profit and I only moved my stop loss to break even. Did I do a good thing here or not? Can you answer that question? This was an amazing trade to take. Even if it's unfortunate, I didn't take the win. It was a 3% trade. I couldn't get, I could have gotten a one-to-one and it could have given me a 1.5 in profit. But it's too small depending on the risk balance. The trade was so good that I wanted to maximize it because the highest probability for this trade was to take out the daily low. Did it take out the daily low? It didn't, but I wanted to put all my eggs in that basket to get a 1 to 3 on a 3% risk, which would have given me a 9% risk. I'm willing to risk that heavy to get a 9% return in risk. I'm not willing to risk 3% to get a 1.5. Do you see my mindset regarding this? So what did the market do? The market went up and it continued up, took out liquidity right here, and then it continued, I believe it continued bullish. I believe it continued bullish. All right, that was the first trade I took on Monday, London session. On Monday, New York session. This is what happened. So we were bullish. Overall, the trend was bullish. It swept liquidity right here on the 15-minute. It's inside the overnight range on the London session. And what did I do? I waited for it to sweep liquidity, which it did right here. It broke structure right here, and it created a fair value gap, and it gave me a reaction to the downside because we are bullish. It gave me a bearish candle, a red candle to the downside. Because it gave me a red candle to the downside, what did I do? I entered off of it, and I put my stop loss underneath the fair value gap. Now, So I don't usually put my stop loss over this fair value gap. I didn't like this trade. It's not an A plus setup. Why? Because I usually put my stop loss underneath the liquidity. Putting the stop loss underneath the liquidity would have given me a 60 pip stop loss area, which means a 60 pip stop loss area. And just to get a 1 to 2, I need 120 pip take profit, which is huge, right? So I didn't take it, and I took a low risk on this trade because I didn't like it at 100%, and also that's what I'm ashamed of for this trade. I didn't check the news. I didn't check the news, and I was talking to people on the community. I was too distracted, which didn't, uh, which took me away from the focus of the trade. To be completely honest, I'm not blaming anybody. It's on me. It's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to be focused and alert and enter flow state during my trades. If somebody is asking me something on the community, I want to answer, but I want to answer in the right time frame. And usually during these moments on a 1 minute, I need to be more focused because you're taking the trade quickly. So because the trend is king, as they say, and as I have said it before, I usually want to give the trend a two-way entry, a two chance to entry. So I took this trade, it didn't work out. I want to give it another chance because I'm uh, heavy aligned with where the trend is going. So the negative candle, it broke structure to the upside. It gave me a fair value gap. I risked 1%. So I risked 0.5% on this one. I risked 1% on this trade, and I marked out my take profit on where the liquidity lies and where the 15-minute fair value gap 50% mark lies. So I took the profit right here. I didn't mark it out on the 15-minute fair value gap because the area is so small beneath. That's the second trade I took on Monday. I usually make my profits at the start of the week, but it's jumping back and forth. And on Wednesday, the trade I took was this trade. So this was also a low risk trade. It swept liquidity. Let me see if I did. Yeah, there's a 50-minute liquidity right here. The trend was bullish. It swept liquidity right here. And what did I do? I The thing is of this trade, it created a fair value gap reaction. There's a fair value gap reaction right here, and it gave me a negative candle right here on this area. That's the moment. It's a negative candle. It's still not clear where it's going. It can right as well reverse back down because we had a 15-minute liquidity that had not been taken out. It's There's a high probability for it to take out the liquidity again and then continue bullish. So what did it do? It continued up and then it broke structure right here. It is a break of structure because it's closed underneath the candle, the body of the candle. And what did I do? I didn't like this trade that much. So I took a low risk trade right here. And then what did it do? It took me out. And what happened again? It gave me another reaction. It gave me a bullish break of structure to the upside. It This is where the area where I didn't like. It it tapped into the fair value gap right here, but the body of the candle right here closed over the fair value gap, right? And didn't quite enter this area of the fair value gap. So what did I do? I did nothing because it broke the fair value gap reaction. It wasn't a valid reaction. So what did the market do? The market continued to the upside. And I set potential trade entry inside the group, but I didn't take it. Why? Because the fair value gap reaction was not valid. And it continued up. So these are the trades that I took this week. And this is my trade overview. This is my trade review of the trades I've taken this week. So let me just keep it simple. What is the goal right here? You see my trading, you see my trade process, you see my wins, you see my losses, you see how I'm thinking through it. So what is the goal? If you ever made 10K 1 month, you will get a high and then you'll realize that there's a Monday then on on the next month, right? And the Monday on the next month, you will be sitting next to the chart and you will be doing the same thing that you've been doing the entire month that made you reach 10K. So the amount is never the goal. 10K, 5K, people want to make 10K a month and all these things. These are all silly goals. The goal in trading is how can I keep my focus on the execution of my trades. How can I keep myself even keeled? How can I have better sleep, better food, better nutrition, better health, stress-free environment in my trading so I keep following the same routines that is getting me to 10K a month. Because if you can get to 10K a month, you can get to 100K a month. It's all dependent on your how much you want to make, what satisfies you, right? Or what kind of life you want to live. So the goal is never an amount. The goal is always a process, a system that you need to perfect based on your environment, how you work your 9 to 5, if you're working a 9 to 5, and what times are best for you to trade. I talked about this inside of the community, the 80-20 principle. I asked the other day, how many symbols are you trading? Some people are trading eight symbols. Some people are trading four symbols, some pairs, symbols. Some people are trading just like Bitcoin or gold, the heavy symbols, right? So what am I trading? I'm trading the DAX and I'm trading the NASDAQ. Why? Because I've traded so 10 symbols and I realized where are 80% of my profits coming from? They are coming from the DAX and the NASDAQ. So why should I focus 80% of my energy on things that is not even giving me some profits? So I'm focused on two things. The 20% of my trading is on the DAX, on the NASDAQ. The goal is to focus on them and just perfect and tweak and adjust my system to the best of my ability to be able to execute as good as I can on these two symbols so they will give me 80% of my profits. I talk about these things inside of the community. I share my knowledge inside of the community. I share spreadsheets. I give so much value inside of the community. Feel free to join. There is no expectations that you need to do something. Just come and look and see and get a feel of the community and see what we value and respect. Because I'm much on valuing growth, personal development, teaching, having a respectful and a clean environment. That's who I am, and that's the kind of community. And as Jordan Peterson says, right, in the 12 years of life, clean your room. Have your room clean, because if you have your room clean, everything in your life will be clean and structured. That's what I want to create in the community. In the community, I want to teach trading. That's what I do. I teach trading in a simple, structured, step-by-step way. So you can be able to create the ability to make money with your own two hands. So hope to see you in the community. There's a link in the description below and talk to you there. Have a good day and a great weekend.